Hello everyone, welcome to Guy and Game, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Tomodachi Life game, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I was a big fan of the 3DS game, Tomodachi Life, I played it a lot when I was younger. And one more thing I should just clarify before we get into it. As you might tell from the gameplay, I am not playing on a Nintendo Switch, and as a result, there is a little bit of lag given it's being run on a laptop. But I just want you to know, well, for one, take into account when you're watching the gameplay in the background there, and two, I just want to let you know it will not be impacting my review of the game at all. I'm aware that that is a me problem and not an issue of the game. But yeah, just to give an overall review, I am very happy with the game. I'd probably give it about an 8 out of 10. I'm not certain, honestly, if I'd put it quite in the level of the original, but again, that could just be rose-tinted glasses and nostalgia. I feel like there are a lot of ways in which it measures up and even exceeds the original game, of course, but there's some ways as well which I feel it's a little limited, but I will get more specific and all that. But first of all, I would like to talk about some of the positives I felt with the game. First of all, of course, there's just so much more customization options in this game. Literally everything is like completely customizable thanks to the workshops. Like you can draw any clothes you want, you can draw any pets, you can draw any buildings, any rooms, like literally anything, like food as well. Pretty much everything in the game that's like an item you can customize, which is really good. I think I don't even have to say like that is incredible. And then obviously that also applies with me creation as well. There's a lot more hairstyle options. There's a lot more facial features you can adjust, stuff like that. Of course, there's still a few things missing, like the option to have separate eye colors for each eye and other things like that. But I feel like that'll probably get added in due time, I would hope. But yeah, so overall customization in this one is definitely an improvement over the last one, I'd say. There's also options for gay marriage and changing your pronouns, which is great. Yeah, it's nice to see. As well as this, I think overall the charm of the first game carries over quite well here, if you know what I mean. Like the sense of humor and everything feels very consistent with the two. It still has that same sort of quirky jokes and all, which I did appreciate, and the games feel like equally absurd and all. There wasn't anything really lost in that regard, I would say, which I was very happy with. And the custom conversation topics you can add, I feel work very well with the humor. Another thing that leads me on to that I want to talk about is the lack of censorship, which I think is a huge plus. And I'm sure we've all seen the the crazy screenshots that have come out of this game. I'm loving it. But yeah, I'm really happy they decided not to have any censorship in the game, just let you run wild, which does come at the expense of getting rid of online sharing, which to be honest, when I first heard about, was going to be a huge negative for me about the game. But actually, after playing it, to be completely honest, I'm not sure I prefer it this way because I feel like it still should be there as an option. But I feel like if it was there, I never would have tried as hard as I did on the Mii Maker. And it really is a lot of fun trying to get the Miis as accurate as you can to the real people instead of just downloading them online. And now, as you might be able to see in the background as we go through my world, I didn't do a great job at times, but I know it has its own charm. I think it's quite fun. You almost develop your own sort of art style when making Miis, if that makes sense. And it is very fun to create them. And in fact, I'd say a lot of the fun in the game does come from that. So yeah, that'll probably be the end of the positive section. Just overall, I don't want to get it twisted because I'm going to go into a few negatives here. The negatives are more so nitpicks. Like I said, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. I did really enjoy this game. I'll probably play it a little more before I put it down. But yeah, overall very happy with the game. But I am just going to get into a few little small issues I have with it here. Like once you do things a few times, you'll notice with the conversation topics, like I said, while the terms you feed it might change, overall the conversation flow you're going to start to realize is very similar every time. There's like 4 or 5 presets, I think, for each one, and you pretty quickly exhaust all of them, and it soon sort of stops becoming funny. I think it really loses its touch. And I get they can't add infinite, but it would have been nice to have a few more to keep it a little less stale. And it's not just that either. It's like the random little cutscenes you get also feel like they have a lack of variety. Like you'll see just the same few ones again and again. Like if you played the game, you know that one with the ants crawling out of the hole. That as well as this, the dreams I felt there isn't enough of. I probably haven't seen them all yet, Maybe I'm just getting bad luck, but it feels like I'm just seeing the same few repeat over and over again with some like slight variations between each one. As well as this, probably the biggest thing I've seen most people point out is that there is a lot of missing features from the 3DS version, unfortunately, which I would like to see implemented. I'm not quite sure why they didn't go ahead with it, but maybe in a future update or something that will come. Like, for example, the concert hall, I feel like that's a pretty huge one they decided not to include. And I would understand if it was because they didn't want people making crazy ass songs in it, but like, also, the rest of the game has a complete lack of censorship and allows you to do crazy bullshit. So I don't see why they would not include this feature for that reason if it can't be shared. But no, I guess they thought maybe they didn't want clips of it going around, which I guess I would kind of get. But at the same time, like I mentioned, the lack of censorship in all other areas is what makes that decision a little strange. But maybe it is coming. I'm just sitting here overreacting to nothing. Just to go more specifically into the me side of things there, I feel like it lacks a bit of the edge the old game had, and I'm not going to sit here and claim 3DS Tomodachi Life was some edgy game with killing and bloodshed or something, because it absolutely was not. But it would be nice if the Mii's would like fall out once in a while. Like, I'm aware that is something that can happen in game, and a lot of people brought up you just need more varying personality types. But I feel like don't get me wrong, obviously it tilts more to one side than the other in my island, but I feel like I do have a bit of a variety, and it feels like there should be some clash in there, but there just isn't. And even so, I feel like you shouldn't have to go so far out of your way to get the Mii's to fight. It should just happen on its own once in a while. Can't mind if I've said this not or not already, but like, I haven't had any fights in my world at all. Most I've had was like an awkward interaction or two during a field romance thing or a field introduction. And like, that's been the extent of it. They haven't fallen out or anything, which I really would have liked them to. And just while we're on that note, it feels like Mii's do very little on their own in this game, which is kind of a shame because in the last one, the 3DS version, it did sort of feel like they were always up to their own little thing that you just peep in and observe. Now it feels like they rarely hang out together if you don't initiate it. It feels like there's no little events you can find them doing, like there used to be the rap battles and stuff around the Wish Fountain, or just the fountain, I guess, in the first one. And in terms of friendships, it would be nice if, like, there is a little option where it pops up if they see someone they're interested in, they'll like ask for permission pretty much to go talk to them. But I sort of wish they could just initiate on their own and form their own little groups without your knowledge. And I get why they wanted the player to maybe have more control over who their me gets to hang out with. But also, I can't mind if it was in this way in 3DS version or not. But also, it would be nice if they can just make friends on their own and you just come back after not playing for a while and say, oh, those two really random people have made friends. That's fun. But no, it feels like you really have to force every interaction in the game. Like, nothing really happens naturally, which is a shame. But that's probably the extent of my complaints. I know, I know. I've spent the past few minutes just ragging on it. It might feel like I don't like the game, but like I said, I absolutely do. I would solidly say it's an 8 out of 10. And those 15 or 16 hours I've been playing it have been well spent, I'd say. I've been having a lot of fun. But yeah, that's probably about it. I am a very new channel, very small. In fact, if you're one of the first seeing this, or indeed the max viewers this video get could be like 5 for all I know. But yeah, if you're one of the first seeing this, I probably have no subscribers. So if you could, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. I hate to be a beg, but yeah, it would really help me grow. But that's all I really have to say about Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll hopefully see you later.